Before we go into our main topic, Industry 5.0 and Industry 6.0, allow me to introduce myself. I graduated from MIT with a bachelor, master, and PhD. And I spent 3 years at the Courant Institute of Mathematical Sciences, training in mathematics. And also I spent 8 years in the Department of Philosophy at the University of California, Berkeley, working with Professor Paul Feyerabend to study logic and the philosophy of science. Finally, in the last 10 years, I worked with Professor Lotfi A. Zadeh in the Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science at the University of California, Berkeley. Also, in 2020, they checked my blood and find that I'm only 48 years old. And I shaved 28 years of my biological age. Because I'm a dance legend in San Francisco Bay Area, and to show my dancing, here's a picture of my dancing. Okay, here we're back to our talk. Industry 5.0. The main purpose of Industry 5.0 is to calculate the output from inputs of 4.0. In other words, in Industry 4.0, there is no way to calculate the final result of all the data they can collect. Industry 5.0 uses inputs from Industry 4.0 to calculate with the solution value and output in the form of the price or the rate of return. Because Industry 1.0 to 4.0 are based on value, but are without the solution of value. So now we will try to demonstrate the way the value is calculated. And also we will demonstrate how this value can be used to calculate the rate of return of the stock. Okay, here we switch to the demo of the calculation. Okay, here in front of us is an infinite spreadsheet. As you can see, there's a cells, and these cells can page by page go to infinity. And you see that the cells are empty now, but we can go to input and input all the data that's relevant to this calculation. The inputs are all inclusive. In other words, it takes into consideration all the factors which affect the price or the rate of return. And mathematically, we relate them rigorously, and use this input, we can derive at the final variable. In this case, it's the price. So we have input, we want to change something, we can go in one of this block and change it. Let's say vacancy, we can change it to 1. Then we go from 0 to 1. After we have to change everything, we can go back to the output. Okay, we click on calculate, and it will give us all the data. Okay, this is an infinite spreadsheet. If you click on another year, it will give you the next year, all the way to infinity. And every one of these prices here, they are calculated prices. As we input, we put 12% rate of return, the final column, and it come out to be 12%. So what we do and what we input and what we output are mathematically consistent to infinity. Also, this program allows you to click to input by amount. Click net income growth. You can input the percentage increase, or you can input the amount. If you have the radio click on the radio button, click to input, you will go down to, you can go down to the lower end. You can see that you can input by the amount, not just. So this allows you to input for, let's see, for 99, for 100 years. So you can have 100 years of time varying input, and this will calculate for you. So if you want to change something, you change back to 0, and you go back here and you recalculate. Okay, give you immediately another price. So this is the infinite spreadsheet, which will be able to translate all the input you gather from Industry 4.0 to give you a price. And another thing that this program, this infinite spread can do is to calculate the stock price. The stock price become reliable in 2016 when Wall Street moved from New York to Silicon Valley, and all the industrial CEOs, they demand accurate inputs. Once the input become accurate and the output turned out to be very reliable since 2016. So our company, Courant Institute, is able to predict stock prices quite reliably, except in material and mineral and gold. So we're not able to predict the oil companies because the data are still not reliable. So here we have calculate that the price has gone, the rate of return. Okay, this is the Tesla last year. Okay, it says Tesla has a rate of return of 128%. And if you look up Tesla chart from last year to this year, it has increased about that much. And we can go back to the spreadsheet, and let me show you Industry 6.0. Okay, Industry 6.0 deals with how human and machine communicate. Actually, today, most people will consider 6.0 is the 5.0. You see, outside the pole science, they consider Industry 5.0 is how humans communicate with machine. But for us, we feel that there is a big difference between their 5.0 and our 6.0. Our 5.0. Our 5.0 is just for gathering all the inputs from 4.0 and put it into 5.0 solution value and calculate the price. Now 6.0 is correspond to their 5.0 because our way of making human communicate with computer is technical. It's not just something you do, okay? It depends on something very, very difficult. That is, it depends on a solution of complete automated software. So 6.0 deals with how human and machine communicate. Complete automated software leads to human language programming. The definition of the problem of software is to achieve permanent programming in human language. In other words, if we can have a software, have a program language which can be used to continuously communicate with human beings in human language. In other words, we will never see any technical terminologies. Then we have solved the problem of software. Okay, and all the people over the age of 6 can program a computer in their own native language, resulting in the biggest productivity increase in history. The byproduct of universal permanent software is universal permanent number and universal permanent money. Okay, let's go to discuss some more about permanent software. Okay, all programs in the complete or logically rigorous system of software are generated by program generators. First, program generator must be able to self-generate in order to have all programs generated. So in the universal permanent software, we use universal user interface, which is a tree-structured multiple choice format. For example, it's like 1 A to C, 2 D to G, 3 H to L, 4 M to Q. Another way, it's alphabetically arranged. 6 generate, 7 others, 8 exit. Okay, the first generator probably will be alphabetically arranged so we can include all the functions, all the statements in the generator. So use that, we create the first generator, call it generator A. And we can use generator A to write the generator B in human native language. All the integer-like code, if you want to write the program, you just choose number 1 or number 5, number 6. So all these integer-like codes can be automatically updated from generator A to generator B. This is very much like the virtual machine, where all the codes are automatically convertible. Okay, so we go to Industry 6.0, universal permanent number. Examples are ISBN with 13-digit integers and 12-digit UIDAIs, Aadhaar card, both of which are not universal or permanent and use too many digits. The meaning, the most important thing is the meaning of UPN can be remembered by universal permanent software. So that when the UPN become very large, human being will not be able to remember them, but the computer can remember them. Okay, this is the main innovation in the universal permanent software. All the number ISBN and the ad hoc card number, they should all be used 15-digit universal permanent number. Because for the universal permanent number, 15-digit costs just $1. 13-digit would cost $100, which is what ISBN charges. Every time you publish a book, you need to buy a $100 ISBN. And India used 12-digit UPN for ad hoc card, which will cost $1,000 per UPN. It's prohibitively expensive. So the number they use are not correct. And another topic is in the universal permanent software byproduct is universal permanent money. Okay, this is a digital gold standard backed by intrinsic value of UPM. And in the US, I'm working with President Donald Trump and his nominee to the Fed board, Dr. Judy Shelton, toward a new gold standard. Finally, when we have the permanent software with their byproduct universal permanent number and the universal permanent money, we can use this to fund a knowledge-oriented society. In other words, today, money is supplied through banks, which loan it to business. But in a knowledge-oriented society, money supply, which are the integer gold we invented, increase through funding to innovative research projects justified by the solution value, which is Industry 5.0, as we demonstrate that this program, if you have all the input you gathered for a project, and you put into this solution value, and it will calculate for you a price. If the price is higher than your budget, then the project should be justified. If it's much lower than the project should not be justified. But if it's much lower than the budget, in other words, you need to spend more money to create something which has lower value, then it should not be justified. Okay, so in other words, we no longer use the old system of peer review, where people can, talk themselves. It's all talking, and nobody has output, nothing to compare. Okay, here we look into the future. Anybody who wants to have a project funded, they should come and get the input, and we put the input into our system solution value, and it will calculate all the way to infinity. So it's called an infinite spreadsheet. And from this infinite spreadsheet, we determine whether we should fund or not fund this project. In other words, all the money supply will be through funding of research, not through banks, which give to businessmen. Businessmen will donate to politicians, and the politician will support the businessman, so it becomes a vicious circle. And the people of knowledge just looking at the side. Okay, today we have COVID-19. The problem is we don't have enough knowledge to handle a real crisis. We don't have knowledge to handle financial crisis. We don't have knowledge to handle health crisis. So in a not money-oriented society, we see some real problem. Nobody do anything which is of real benefit, like health, like knowledge. Everyone use money to invest. Today, everybody use money to invest in short-term project with the immediate monetary return. The society does not care about social benefit, non-monetary return. So today we should have research preparation for health crisis. But because the society is money-oriented, so we don't have that. So in conclusion, the purpose of education is to raise the cultural level of the student. Okay, in this talk, we focus on industry. Okay, so if you want to compare those two systems, industry 1.0 to 9.0 versus cultural level quotient. Yes, industrial methods versus reasoning methods. So in other words, cultural level quotient uses reason to judge a person or a society. Industrial methods use the way we are talking about today, how methods are used in each industry.